So here are my thoughts on the Nintendo Switch 2 after owning it for a couple of days. So first of all, I got the normal Nintendo Switch, and then I got the physical edition of Mario Kart, and then I also bought Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and I bought the upgrade pack for Breath of the Wild. So what I can say is it's a huge leap coming from the old Nintendo Switch, even the OLED. The screen, sure, it's not OLED, it's LCD, but comparing it to the old Nintendo Switch, like the launch Switch screen, it's night and day difference. Like, there's not even a comparison. LCD technology has evolved so much that it's comparable to the OLED model. But here's the thing. The OLED model, it's still better when it comes to colors, inky blacks, but I'm not saying that the Switch 2 has a bad screen. And whenever it comes to battery life, the battery life for me is great. I never play more than like an hour or two on my Switch, and whenever I'm not playing, I just put it into the charger or dock, and it just go about my day. And the extra like USB-C port on the top really helps out. And the Joy-Cons are like a significant improvement. Like, I think the whole Nintendo Switch 2 is supposed to be 15 to 20% larger than the like Switch OLED, and you can definitely tell. And I can't really like speak on stick drift because I never experienced any because I had the original Nintendo Switch Lite, and then I got the OLED, sold my Switch Lite, and then I got the Nintendo Switch 2, and then sold my Nintendo Switch OLED. But when it comes to performance, it's leaps and bounds better. Like on the original Nintendo Switch, even the OLED, it was still running at like 720p at 30 FPS. But here's the thing. On this Switch, I think it's like a more comparable to the Series S when plugged in. But when you take it off the dock, I guess it's like... I know it's 1080p 60 FPS, but on the dock itself, it's like it starts at 1440p and it can go up to 4K because it uses a NVIDIA chip. But the big difference is when you're playing like Zelda Breath of the Wild, or like that's the biggest difference. Because on Zelda Breath of the Wild, you can actually see the performance upgrade. Like, even when playing on handheld, you're playing at 1080p, 60 FPS, and then probably they tweaked some other things, but those are the main things that I notice. And whenever you're playing docked, you can see that they added more textures, more graphical upgrades, and it's like a 4K 60 FPS on docked mode. So to answer your question, is the Nintendo Switch 2 worth it? Well, if you have a bunch of games on your library that you haven't played, or you're just new to the Nintendo Switch ecosystem, not ecosystem, but Nintendo Switch line, playing the Nintendo Switch 2, it's obviously better.